Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So would like to welcome all the esteemed devotees in New Navadvip Dham on behalf of all our precious deities, Radha Madhava, Jagannath Subhadra, Krishna Bhagwan, Pitaranath Hanuman, Gaurnitai. This is really a historical event, and all of you are witnessing that event here at New Navadvip Dham. And today is also Thanksgiving Day, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And thanks to our lordships here to allowing us to be here and having a wonderful association of all your wonderful devotees. So today's program start already started since morning, so we just continue. So next, Vasant Prabhu going to sing Rajan. After that, His Grace Nityananda Prabhuji going to give a class on Srimad Bhagavatam. After that, we'll do a break for breakfast. Breakfast on the other side of this temple. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to go to the future temple site of Navadvip Mandir. We'll start with Kirtan and 11:30 we start with the fire sacrifice. So please everybody make sure you get there and we'll guide you the directions as well to get there. And then it may go an hour and a half, the fire sacrifice. And then we come back here for the lunch prasadam. We take a small break and then people want to roam around, they can go to campground, see those details, they can welcome to do that. At 4 p.m. we'll come back to the temple and we also celebrating Gita Jayanti today as well. So we'll be reading all 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, English translation only, in a sequential order. So everybody who is in the temple will get a chance to read it. So definitely please be here. And after that, in the evening we have a dinner prasadam, and after that we have Kirtan. After dinner prasadam, as well as we have fireworks in the night as well. And then Kirtan continue as long as devotee desires. And then we take a break and we come back tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
One quick update that there is bathrooms. If you go out of the temple left side, there is bathroom there as well. And let us know if you need anything else. Hare Krishna. To that, I'll welcome His Grace Vasal Prabhu, a wonderful bhajan. Hare Krishna.
What happened to everybody? Are they all right?
They wrote the memo.
Hare Krishna. So we're going to sing a song by Dr. Old Purshud Habakukam. Yeah. That's that Prabhu's going to finish it. Akata charanande bhajana anakula Bhakat seva paramasi premalaki Krishna Vasati Vasati Koi Paramma Adari Koi Krishna Vasati Vasati Koi Paramma Adari Koi Amma Sabastha Guru Ramana Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees gives rise to devotional service, and service to the devotees is itself the supreme perfection and the root of the tender creeper of divine love. Somebody read? You have translation?
It doesn't have translation.
So sorry. So with great care I observe holy days like Ekadasi and Janamastami, for they are the mother of devotion. With the greatest reverence and love, I choose as my dwelling place the transcendental abode of Sri Krishna. In the company of loving devotees, I will visit all those places where my Lord Gaura Sundar traveled and performed his pastime. My mind always begs to hear the music of the mridanga, and my heart dances in ecstasy whenever I hear the kind of kirtan established by Lord Gaurachandra. I feel supreme bliss when I behold the deity forms of the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and I conquer all worldly illusions by honoring the Lord's prasadam. Every day, Goloka Vrindavan appears in my home when I see Lord Hari being worshipped there. My joy knows no bounds when I see the Ganges, a river of nectar emanating from the Lord's lotus feet. The sight of the Tulsi plant soothes my soul, for I know she gives pleasure to Lord Krishna. I feel that my life has been fulfilled when I honor shak, a green leafy vegetable preparation that is a favorite of Lord Chaitanya. Whenever Bhakti Vinod obtains that furthers devotional service to Sri Krishna, he accepts every day with the greatest joy. Hare Krishna. Now we'll have class by His Grace Nityananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning up this very important program. Thank you. So that was a nice bhajan. That's actually the essence of life, to actually serve devotees. And in serving devotees, Krishna will award us whatever we need, and more than what we need, to be truly happy in our lives. So I'll have you please put your hands together and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmedam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmedam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces of my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with the salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to him. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya namo namaha. Let us offer our respectful obeisances to all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, for they can fulfill desires of everyone, for they are full of compassion for all conditioned souls. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Shri 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 Sitaram Bharat Lakshman Hanuman Ki Jai. Shri 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 Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. So today, Sarvajaya Madhava Prabhu asked me to speak something in relationship to Varnashrama Dharma, because all of this that is being set up here at New Navadvip Dham is to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desire that the second half of the movement manifest, which is Varnashrama Dharma. Srila Prabhupada famously said that he had set up 50% of the movement, but the other 50% was Varnashrama Dharma. And he said that if he had any regret in life, it was that he was not able to actually set it up so that people would know practically how to do it in this dense, dark age of Kali Yuga, where everything is so very confusing. And naturally so, as the Srimad Bhagavatam describes. So I'm going to start with a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this verse is from Canto 4, chapter 12, which is entitled Dhruva Maharaj Goes Back to Godhead, text number 23. If you have phones and you can't bring it up, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll just go verse, word by word, after I sing it out. Sunandananda vachutaha bho rajan suhudramte subhadramte vacham no avad avitaha shinu yaha panchavarshas tapasa bhavan devam ati tripa. Again, Sunandananda vachutaha bho rajan subhadramte vacham no avihitaha shrino yaha panchavarshas tapasa bhavan devam ati kripa. Sunandananda vachutaha Please repeat. Sunanda Nando Uchitaha. Sunanda and Nanda said, Bho Rajan, O dear King, Subhadra, good fortune, Te, unto you, Vacha, words, Naha, our, Avahitaha, attentively, Shrino, hear, Yaha, who, Panchavarshaha, 5 years old, Tapasa, by austerity, Bhavan, you, Devam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ati Kripat, greatly satisfied. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nanda and Sunanda, the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu, said, Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities, and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So again, Nanda and Sananda, the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu, said, Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities, and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. What was possible for Dhruva Maharaj is possible for anyone. Any 5-year-old child can be trained, and within a very short time, his life will become successful by realization of Krishna consciousness. Unfortunately, this training is lacking all over the world. It is necessary for the leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement to start educational institutions in different parts of the world to train children, starting at the age of 5 years. Thus, such children will not become hippies or spoiled children of society. Rather, they can all become devotees of the Lord. The face of the world will then change automatically. Bhoho Rajan Subhadramte Vacham no Avidaha Shino Avahidha Shino Yaha Panchavarshas Tapasa Bhavan Devam Atitapa. Nanda and Sunanda, the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu, said, Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities, and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So this verse is often quoted by the leaders of our movement, the devotees of our movement, to support Varnashrama Dharma. Varnashrama Dharma, as we see in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Chaturvanya Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhavasya. And he says, even Rajrishi Vidu, even the Rajrishis of the past followed this system. Amongst the Raja Rishis, one of the great Raja Rishis, as we know, is King Priyavrata. King Priyavrata, by his greatest fortune, met with Srila Narada Muni when he was quite young. As we know, with Srila Narada Muni, whenever you meet someone, his only instruction is no matter what you're doing, give it all up. You're wasting your time. Human life is meant for only one purpose, and that is to actually realize Krishna, to please Krishna, and to once again re-enter the 24/7 service of Krishna, whether it is in the material world or in the spiritual world. Whether in the material world, it is in heaven, in the earthly planets, or in the hellish planets, makes no difference to the devotee, makes no difference to Narada Muni. He is the all-time preacher, and his instruction is a very simple instruction. Whatever you're doing, give it up and become fully engaged in Krishna's service. Srila Prabhupada set up this movement for that purpose, so that everything in this movement is about serving Krishna, serving Radharani, serving our lordships, Gaura Nityananda, Gaura Nitai, serving Srila Prabhupada, serving the devotees. And today we started with the best of all bhajans, Shuddha Bhagata Bhajana Renu. That it is actually the purpose of life is actually to serve the devotees of Krishna. Because it's only by serving the devotees of Krishna can one come to the point of acceptance by Krishna. Otherwise Krishna is not going to accept. What is the point of your service if somebody doesn't accept? You go and work for Microsoft, and Microsoft says, I'll pay you $2 million, but they don't accept your service. You're not going to get one penny, are you? You're getting nothing. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your valuable human life if you are not serving devotees. What is the best arrangement to serve devotees? The best arrangement to serve devotees is in a farm setting. It is in a farm setting. Now let me take you to the opposite side. Let me take you to the side where we're talking about management and leadership. When we're talking about not just management and leadership, but being a king. What to speak of being a king? Becoming an emperor. So you're the king of kings. What to speak of being an emperor? Becoming the emperor of all the universes. Priyavrata, when he heard from Narada Muni, he heard. My difficulty is I'm not hearing. I'm being told the same message by Srila Prabhupada, but the message is simply not going through by oral reception. And consequently, I engage in activities that are pointless activities, wasting time, purely wasting time. Priyavrata was not like that. Maharaj Priyavrata was not like that. He heard. He decided, I'm going to Gandhamandana mountain, and I'm going to sit on Gandhamandana mountain, and I'm going to meditate on Krishna, and that's all I'm going to do in my life. Now you might remember Gandhamandana mountain, right? You remember in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, there was one time where Lord Lakshmana was pierced by the pasha that actually knocked him out so badly that he was going to die before sunrise. By sunrise he would die unless some remedy was given to him to survive him. And the Ved at that time decided that the only remedy was the Sanjeevani. And where was the Sanjeevani going to be found? On mountain Gandhamandana. That is the mountain on which Priyavrata actually meditated, as a result of which the Sanjeevani actually appeared. That's how the Sanjeevani appeared. Sanjivani, it was what gives real life. What is real life? Real life is serving the devotee of Krishna. That is real life. I'm going to prove this to you. There is nothing higher than serving the devotee of Krishna. And there is no better way to do it than in a farm setting. So what happens? Jai Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. So what happens? Priyavrata, Maharaj Priyavrata's father comes along. Who is his father? Swayambhuva Manu. Who is Swayambhuva Manu? The son of Lord Brahma. What is his purpose? His purpose is universal affairs management. This is not running the Hare Krishna movement, okay? Running the Hare Krishna movement is very simple compared to running universal management, where you have all types of nasty people involved. Really nasty people. Only nasty people come to the material world. And the worst of them stay in Kali Yuga. Okay? So, here is Maharaj Priyavrata meditating based on his spiritual master's instruction. Comes along his father. Of course he respects his father. His father is running the whole universal management. For how long? For a long time, right? Swayambhuva Manu, there are only 48 Manus in the day of Brahma. Right? So you can imagine how long that period of time, it's like 70-something kalpas. One kalpa is 72 cycles of the 4 yugas. Right? So, there are 14 Manus in the whole life of Brahma. I'm sorry, not day of Brahma. So, he comes along and he says to Priyavrata, my dear Priyavrata, I'd like you to take over universal management. Priyavrata says, no. Straight out his mouth. No way, Jose. Never going to happen. I'm not becoming no manager of anything. I'm here very happy. I'm meditating on Krishna. My spiritual master asked me to do that. I have no other purpose. Prabhupada said the verse in the Bhagavad Gita that convinced him the most, that interested him the most was, what is that verse? Where he says that the only purpose is to become one-pointed. Right? I'm just forgetting the verse right now. But Ekeha Kurunandana. How does that start? Vyasakata buddhi ekeha kurunandana, right? Prabhupada said that is the verse. That is the purpose. The purpose of life is to actually get an instruction from the spiritual master. And, every morning we sing the Mangalarti. So, there, is explained actually that to become very successful in life, there are only 3 things we have to do. First is to glean an instruction from the spiritual master, to get an instruction from a spiritual master. Then, to try to understand that instruction from a 360-degree point of view. From every angle, understand that instruction, and make that instruction, finally, one with your heart. The perfect example is Srila Prabhupada. He was given the instruction to go to the West and preach in English. He actually spent 40 years understanding that instruction. He called that watering the seed. Then he made that instruction one with his heart. And then he came to the West, and what happened? The most prolific movement in the world started. The Hare Krishna movement. So this is actually the purpose. So this is what Maharaj Priyavrata was doing. So obviously he was going to say no to his father. But his father was very determined, and I'll tell you why he was determined a little later. So what happened was his father thought to himself, let me speak to Narada Muni. And so, but he respects Narada Muni as the spiritual master also. So not that I should change his mind, but how do we look after this situation? So the two of them were discussing, and in the middle of their discussion comes a beautiful swan. When that beautiful swan comes, both Narada Muni and Swayambhuva Manu realized what it was. Because this is the celestial carrier of Lord Brahma. That Lord Brahma was here. So they got up and they offered their respects. Lord Brahma appeared. And when Lord Brahma saw Maharaj Priyavata, he looked straight at his grandson. Now there's a very amazing relationship that happens between a grandfather and a grandson. And we're in that fortunate position. Most of us today are in that fortunate position that Srila Prabhupada is our grandfather. And we are the grandchildren. So we get away with a lot more than the parents got away with. Our parents got away with, right? But we should take advantage of that program, that relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Build a personal relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Serving Srila Prabhupada at one level is serving a devotee of Krishna. It's much more than that. But at least at one level it is. And Srila Prabhupada very much taught us how to serve devotees. Right? So he looks straight at his grandson, smiles at him, and speaks sweetly to him, my dear Priyavrata. He said, I'm so happy with what you are doing. But I want you to look after the universal affairs, to become the emperor of all the universes, not just one planet, not just one planetary system, all the universes. I want you to be. And he can see that Priyavrata's lips are curling in a way that shows he's not happy to hear that. But Maharaj Priyavrata is aware who Lord Brahma is. Lord Brahma is Deva Deva. He is the Lord of Lords. He's described as Deva Deva. Whatever he speaks, you have to listen. You have to do like that. So he realizes, now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. What am I supposed to do? On the one hand, my spiritual master is telling me to do exactly what I'm doing. And on the other hand, my grandfather wants me to become a manager. What should I do? So then, Lord Brahma is a very powerful person. He can understand the heart of a person. So he realizes that I have to give him some authority. I have to show him the authority. What is the authority? The authority has to be higher than Narada Muni, because if the authority is not higher than Narada Muni, he will not accept it. So he says, do you know what Narada Muni does? Lord Narada does? He says, do you know what my son Swayambhuva does? Do you know what I do? And before Priyavrata can nod his head or go like this, he says, we all do only one thing, and that is we all follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is all we do. We're always following the instructions of Krishna. Now you might remember, for 3,000 kalpas, Brahma could not create even an amoeba in the beginning. He was so confused. He didn't know what to do. So finally, his spiritual master came and told him to chant the holy names of the Lord, to do tapa by this methodology. Then Krishna came, and Krishna gave him 10 instructions called the Dasamula Tattva, the first of which was, you must always follow authority. Who is the supreme authority? Lord Krishna. We're following the supreme authority. You have to also follow the supreme authority. The supreme authority wants you to become the emperor of all the universes. Priyavrata Maharaj puts his hand together and says, Karishye Vachanam Tava. I will do as you instruct. This is a perfect devotee. Now, Prabhupada then describes in that verse very beautifully. Actually, it's right there in the translation. Swayambhuva Manu, with the assistance of Lord Brahma, thus fulfilled his desires that he should pass on the management to King Priyavrata. With the permission of the great sage Narada, he delivered to his son the governmental responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planets of the universe. At another place it describes all the universes. He thus achieved, and this is the words you should listen to very carefully. He thus achieved relief from the dangerous, poisonous association of material desires. He thus achieved relief from the most dangerous, poisonous association of material desires. Prabhupada describes in the purport. He says, when these people became kings, when they became emperors, when they became Raja Rishis. What is a Raja Rishi? He's not just an emperor, but he is also a devotee, a perfect devotee, a sage, a saint, a rishi, who can see again. What can he see again? He can see the tattva, that is the spiritual master's tattva, which is that he not only sees Krishna, he can show you Krishna. This is what a rishi is. He's a Raj Rishi. Even these Raj Rishis, they can enjoy the material world, right? They're the emperor of the material world. In this world, Prabhupada describes when people become religious leaders, when they become political leaders, when they become business leaders, civic leaders, whatever leader they can become, they all try to enjoy it. They don't want to give up their position. Why? Because if they give up their position, what will happen? Enjoyment goes down. Can't enjoy, right? See? Like when you're temple president, Jack was, you enjoy it. Once you're not temple president, you're nothing. You're just an ordinary devotee. Right? When you're GBC, and you're no longer GBC, you're nothing. You're just an ordinary devotee. That is why people don't give up positions. Because in holding to that position, they're getting some type of gratification. Even if it is subtle, that gratification is there. But he said, Prabhupada says in the purport, these great persons, they're not interested. They're not interested in all the material enjoyment. Instead, they're going to suffer. Because in this world, if you're going to become a manager, you will suffer. Where there is position, there will be opposition. Position will have an op come in front of it. It's called operations. And the operations and position come together, and you have opposition. That is what's going to happen. And you're going to suffer. But they don't mind suffering. Why don't they mind suffering? They don't mind suffering because they know they're doing this for Krishna's pleasure. They're not doing it for their pleasure. They're serving for Krishna's pleasure. In the 10th canto, chapter 88, text 8, Krishna describes, Yasyaham anugranami harishyatad dhanam shanai. When I become inclined towards my devotee, I take everything away from that devotee. That devotee becomes a prime loser. He becomes a big loser. His friends, his family, everybody who thought that liked him, all run away. Nobody wants to be with him. Then Krishna says, that person becomes so wretched that that person has only me to turn to. And nobody else. Everybody took off. All fair weather friends, gone. They don't want to know you. You're a loser. What do you have? Nothing. You're a wretched person. Who wants to be a friend of a wretched person? Nobody, not in the material world. Then if the person has no one to turn to but, right? But then Krishna describes why. Why does that happen to the devotee? He says there are two reasons. The first is when he becomes wretched, the materialists run away. Now when you grow a tree, what happens? The first thing you do around the tree is to put a little bit of a fence. Why do you put the fence? So that when that tree is growing up a little bit, no one can trample on it and protect it. Once the tree becomes big, you don't need a fence. It can become the fence itself. So to protect the devotee from materialists, Krishna removes the materialists. How does he do it? By crushing the devotee. Devotee becomes crushed. Run away all the cockroaches. Light has come, cockroaches scam. Right? They scram. You notice that? Especially when you go to some of these mom and pop hotels that are run in America. There are cockroaches everywhere. Light turns on, all the cockroaches. Room looks clean. I know that. I come from the family that runs the most motels in America. We are the Motel Patel Hotel. I know our business. So, he says the second reason, and this is the important reason. The second reason I give trouble to my devotees is to prove to the world, no matter how much difficulty I give my devotee always loves me. My devotee is always interested in me, always showing love to me, tolerating all kinds of impediments. This is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita can be put in one sentence. The purpose of human life is to engage in the loving devotional service of Sri Krishna, joyfully, tolerating all kinds of impediments. And the greatest impediments come in management. My spiritual master was a great manager himself among Krishna Goswami said to me, you want to make rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness? Become a manager in Hare Krishna. There is no tougher position in the world than to become a manager in the Hare Krishna movement. Why? Because the people who come to the Hare Krishna movement are the smartest people. Only the smartest become Hare Krishna. The smartest are over-intelligent. When they're over-intelligent, it's hard to manage them. But they're smarter than you. You can give them an instruction and they can quote from the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Brahma himself, Krishna himself, Lord Chaitanya, a verse, 2 verses, 3 verses, 4 verses, 5 verses, Jai Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Any number of verses to show that they can give you an answer better than you gave. Right? Now you manage in that situation and you will understand what true misery is. You think misery is bodily misery? That's nothing. You think misery is mental misery? That's nothing. You think emotional misery is the worst? That's nothing. You should see the misery of the Hare Krishna movement inflicted on you by devotees when you become a leader. I'm speaking from experience. Every hair that's gone gray and white here, I know the name of the devotee who made it grow gray and white. There is no question about that. But why do the devotees do that? Because you make rapid advancement. You learn you are nothing. You know, in this world they say branding is very important. You should brand yourself. Then people will attach to you. I created a brand for myself. I thought, yes, I should also have a brand. What is my brand? My brand is Nityananda, that's me, Nityananda Das, knows nothing about anything. Who taught me that? Who taught me that brand? The devotees of the Hare Krishna movement. I'm so very fortunate today I have a brand. I can speak that brand by bumping my chest and saying, I know nothing about anything. If you hear me say anything that is of any value, it is simply I am repeating Srila Prabhupada's words and the words of the devotees who follow Srila Prabhupada and the acharyas who are actually Srila Prabhupada's preceptors. That is what we do. So, King Veerabrata took up this position only for that purpose. Now, for us, translating to Varnashrama Dharma, here, very clearly in the purport, Srila Prabhupada of the verse we just read said, the most important thing in this world is to give education. What does education do? Education is the art of expanding the heart so that the heart can accommodate Lord Krishna and the whole creation so that love can be offered, pure love can be offered to the Lord and to the Lord's people and things. Everything that is related to Krishna, everything that is related to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is the purpose of education. So when we give this education, what is the end purpose of that education? The end purpose of that education is Varnashrama. What is the end purpose of Varnashrama? The end purpose of Varnashrama is that one will rise in one's consciousness to the level of the supreme absolute truth, Param Satya. Right? That is the ultimate purpose of Varnashrama. Why is a setting like this the best setting? Because in this setting, you can live a natural life. When Sarvajaya Madhava Prabhu came here, initially he was living in a hotel, right, in a room. Then he moved into this place. When he moved into this place, he told me, I realized for the first time what living like a king was. Now I was happy. I could breathe fresh air. I became closer to nature. I became a happier person. I could actually manage what is unmanageable. This is an unmanageable project. This project is the same thing that Srila Prabhupada actually came across when he came to New Vrindavan. He decided that New Vrindavan was going to be the key place in the whole world. Through New Vrindavan, he was going to teach Varnashram Dharma and everything. He wanted to set it up as the world headquarters like that. At least the headquarters of the United States of America, or America, North America. This is the same thing happening right now. This can become an example to the whole world so that the world will turn to that second half of ISKCON that Srila Prabhupada wanted, Varnashrama Dharma. Now you might say, what's the big deal with a farm? What's so big deal? Hare Krishna, welcome. What's the big deal with a farm? The big deal with a farm is that Krishna says, I gave mankind 2 gifts. Right? 2 gifts. And those 2 gifts were, first, cow protection. And the second is actually agriculture. Krishi, Goraksha. Krishi means agriculture. Goraksha means cow protection. This is how much Krishna loves us. He gave us 2 gifts. We're ignoring those 2 gifts and we're running after everything else. This is our foolishness. This is drinking the poison. And if we are not Lord Shiva, you will not survive. Only Lord Shiva can survive drinking poison because he is also the Supreme Personality himself. He is Krishna for material affairs. He is yogurt to Krishna's milk. Only he can hold poison. And he even holds it up to here. It doesn't let it go down below, right? That's why it's called Nilkant. This is Lord Shiva. So why? Now, look at Krishna. When he appears, he chooses planet Earth, which is why Earth planet is the most worshipable planet in all the planetary systems. Because Lord Krishna came in, performed his pastimes here. He stepped onto this planet. He brought his Dham here. Vrindavan Dham, as I was coming here, I was telling Sarvajaya Madhava Prabhu that when Krishna was to come to this planet, do you know, he sent his Nitya Siddha devotees 2 million years ahead to prepare the Dham so that he can come and visit. 2 million ahead, years before Krishna came, the devotees came from the spiritual world to prepare the Dham. So that every blade of grass was prepared. The blade of grass knew that when it saw Krishna, it would pay obeisances, stand up, wait. When Krishna stepped on the grass would go down so that it would not prick Krishna's feet. And then when he's there, the grass meditated on Krishna to acquire the color of Krishna before Krishna stepped off. Grass stands up, it's bluish now in color. It pays obeisance one more time to Krishna and stands up and awaits the next visit of Krishna. It's always in Smarna. This was trained to every blade of grass. Every particle of dust was so highly trained that each particle of dust had the shape of a human being. But it was so small that people could not tell. They were called saffron particles. The air was trained, so it would become completely amazing to smell. This is Lord Krishna. Where does he choose to come? Planet Earth. This is why we do Bhumi Puja. Bhumi Puja is not so that, worshipping the ground. Yes, the earth is definitely the land But it is the Lord of the land who is known as Bhumi. She is Prithvi. She is the Lord of this planet. She is the one who we are propitiating. That's why we do Bhumi Puja the way we do it. We will see how we do it today. Right? So, then when Lord Krishna comes, which of the Varnas does he actually come into? The Vaishya Varna. Vrindavan is Vaishya Varna, right? It's a village. It's a farming village. Krishna himself chose the best of all personalities, chooses a farming village. What do we choose? The hellhole of the cities. Now we think we're going to be happy. How are you going to be happy? Not going to be happy. But that is the mode of passion. You need to come to the mode of goodness to come to pure goodness. The goodness is in the village. And in the village what happens? Krishna performs pastimes. So many wonderful pastimes that Lord Jagannath, who is Krishna himself, decides he likes to be a baby. Lord Jagannath is not some person, an amazing. He's the best of all Krishnas. Why? Because he's the only Krishna who goes through all the three pastimes of Krishna. Shyam Sundar Krishna does not go through the pastimes of Mathura Leela and Dwarka Leela. Vasudev Krishna doesn't go through Vrindavan Leela. But Jagannath goes through all three. And look how he comes. He comes in an incomplete form. Why? Because we are incomplete. He wants to come the same level we are and say, I'm ready to associate with you at your level. Now, let's do this. And he's always happy to do anything we want to. The problem is we don't have a personal relationship with him. We see him as the Lord, we pay our businesses, but we don't consider him. Is he my friend? Is he my father? Is he my son? Is he my father-in-law? Is he my brother-in-law? You know, who is he? Have a personal relationship. That's what Lord Krishna wanted. Lord Krishna came and performed pastimes. What type of pastimes did he perform? That today, the greatest of all devotees, they pray to hear the pastimes of Krishna in his babyhood pastimes. The whole of Kartik, we sing that song where the devotees sing, let those pastimes of your babyhood always be manifest in my heart. These are not ordinary devotees who are praying. These are devotees who want spontaneous love. It is only spontaneous love that gets you out of this world. And for spontaneous love, you have to build relationships. The best relationship is the farm. Because in the farm, what happens is, people are always together. They build nice relationships. In the cities, it does not happen. People go to work, they run businesses, this, that, and the other. They're not even to their own family members, what to speak of others. When I was in business, there were times I didn't see my children for the whole week because I'd wake up before they woke up and I was already at work by the time they woke up, and when I got to back from work, they were already sleeping. This is the type of life that happens. And what does Krishna do in his highest pastime? Look at what he does. Steals butter, this, that, and the other. Plays around with his friends, right? There's a wonderful pastime I want to tell you. Just to show you how Krishna does things. One day Krishna got up in the morning and he decided, I have to do something because I've always been telling my mother, I want to get married, please give me a nice beautiful wife so that she can serve me hand and foot and I'll be the happiest person in the world. She should be a very beautiful girl. She should be very smart. She should know how to cook very nicely and she should look after me so nicely that I'll be a king all day and night. And he keeps telling his mother, at 3 years of age, tells him, Maya tries to put him to bed at night. He won't go to sleep. Why? Because I want the moon. I want to play with the moon. He looks outside, Maya, please get the moon. So I can play with the moon. Maya says, how am I going to get the moon? Please go to bed. No, if you don't give me the moon, I'm not going to. Maya says, okay. Maya brings a nice big thariya, right? A nice big bowl. Puts water in it. The moon reflects. Says, there's the moon playing. Krishna, help me. Thank you, fine. Got the moon to play. Boom, touches the moon, water ripples, moon gone. Cries again, Maya, what happened? The moon went away. Please bring the moon again. Maya said, please, why don't you go to bed? No, I can't go to bed, I need the moon. Maya thinks, okay, if you go to bed, I will fulfill your most cherished desire. Okay, I will go to bed. Now I will go to bed. So, Maya, you have to hear what my most cherished desire is. What is your most cherished desire? I want to get married to a nice girl. tomorrow, please arrange when I wake up that that nice girl is here and we both get married. They say, yeah, you're only 3 years old. Where are you thinking? Where did you get this idea that you should get married? No, Mia, I have seen this. Babas, they have a nice time. Look, your Baba having a nice time with you. So nice. I also want a nice time. Baba, please. Okay, I will get your wife. Boy goes to sleep. Next day in the morning, Mia, where is the girl? Show me the girl. I want to see the girl. Mia, yeah, please. There's a process. You know? No, if you don't do it, I'll lie on the ground, lies on the ground. Well, if you get dirty, who will marry you? Dirty boy, nobody will marry you. As it is, you're black. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mia, I know I'm black. Mia, when I go to marry, please don't bring Bhaiya with me, Dauji with me. He says, why don't bring Dauji with you? He's your brother, you have to bring him to the marriage. No, he's white. My wife will see him and then she'll marry him and forget me. Not going to happen. You please make sure that I actually go alone with you and Baba. Bhaiya should stay home. He can look after nice. The cows need looking after. Anyway, Mia is thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? Krishna also thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? Krishna decides, I got the answer. I figured it out. How it's going to happen. Mia, don't worry. Just give me a nice shower now and get me ready. I'm ready to do what I have to do. Okay, what? So he takes his shower nicely, takes his bath, Mother gives him a nice bath, does his morning rituals. Then he goes to his friends and tells his friends, I figured it out. So what did you figure out? You all want to have a nice girl to get married to. Oh, yeah, yes, please. Find us a nice girl to get married to. I figured it out how it's going to happen. Oh, really? So what are we going to do? He said, we're going to do a fire yajna. See, I heard all these Brahmins, they always do fire yajnas, Why do they do fire yajnas? So then their desires are fulfilled. So we should do fire yajna too. Then our desire will be fulfilled. Boy said, yeah, it's a smart idea. So go and get some leaves, collect some leaves, crush the leaves and put them on the ground. So they all sit on the ground nicely. Then he brings some stones, sets them up, and then he gets his matches. He says, now sit down, okay? And I'm going to chant the mantra. I'm the Brahmin. I'm going to chant the mantra. And whenever I say swaha, you make sure you throw the dry leaves into the fire. So the nice fire will burn, and then we will get the blessing. Yes, very good idea. So they all sit down. Now make sure when I say swaha, you say swaha. Because swaha is actually the wife of Agni. So happy wife, happy life. So if swaha becomes happy, then Agni will become happy, then Agni will bless, and everything is done. By the way, swaha is Radharani's name also. Just so you know, this is why we say swaha. So please Radharani, because that mouth there that we're doing in the Kund is the mouth of Krishna. And we're feeding Krishna. That's what happened in the fire sacrifice. Now Krishna doesn't know the mantra. Krishna is not trained as a Brahmin. So how would he know the mantra? So he gets the ghee there, he puts the spoon into the ghee, and he goes, swaha. And everybody goes, swaha. And he said, now, one thing you should remember, if you say the swaha before I say swaha, then your wife will be one-eyed. So make sure you say swaha after I say swaha, and while you're putting the oblations in the fire, and not before and not after. If you say it after, after you put the oblation, then say swaha, then your wife will be one-legged. If you do it before, one-eyed. If you do one later, one-legged. So make sure your timing is perfect. Okay, everybody, yes, perfect timing. We're all waiting for nice girl. So they want to make sure everything is done perfectly, right? Krishna next one, swaha. He doesn't know the mantra. So he's going, that's the mantra. And then swaha. So they're all putting in. Then Madhumangal, he really wants a nice wife. Quickly. So he already does a swaha before he's supposed to say swaha. So Krishna warns him, hey, you want your wife to be one-eyed? No, then make sure you put it on time. Okay, next time, you get one-eyed wife. Make sure. Next time, you're on time, okay? Somebody else Sri Rama makes a mistake, he does it after he's supposed to do it, one did before, the other one after. So he chastises Sri Rama. This way they do the whole fire sacrifice. It's all over, Krishna says, now watch what will happen. Then one of the boys tells him, but Krishna, when they do fire sacrifice, they feed the Brahmins. We haven't fed the Brahmins yet. We have to feed the Brahmins. He says, oh yes, we have to feed the Brahmins. So he says, all of us, let's all go. They go to all the houses of the Brahmins, and they said, we did at Maharaj Yajya's place, Maharaj Nanda's house, at Nanda Baba's house, we did a huge fire sacrifice, and after the fire sacrifice, we have come to invite you now to have prasad at our house tomorrow. Please come, they show them cook, and you will get the best feast. So please. So next morning the Brahmanas get up, and the Brahmanas tell their wives, don't cook today. Today we are going to Mother Yashoda's and Nanda Baba's, we're going to eat a nice feast. You all come as well. And then they tell their wives, just give us some nice water with salt in it. Now why salt water? They say if you drink salt water in the morning, your appetite will multiply. You can eat a lot more than you can normally eat. And because the food at Mother Yashoda's, the prasadam at Mother Yashoda's is so relishable, they want to eat more and more and more. Right? Like some of us, we like pizza a lot. So we eat too much pizza, right? After we eat, we realize I ate too much. Or whatever it is that we like eating. So, all the Brahmanas turn up next day at Nanda Baba's. Mother Yashoda has been working hard in the morning, so she's resting on the veranda, and she sees all these Brahmanas coming. She's wondering, what occasion is this? All these Brahmanas are getting together? Was today some special day? Did I not check the calendar? Today must be some important day. All these Brahmanas coming together must be some type of tihar, right? Some type of a festival. So then, when they come close enough, they say, Brahman, it's so nice to see you. We're so happy that you've come. Why have you come? They all start saying, Mother Yashoda, are you joking with us? Why I'm joking? No, your son and all these boys came and told us you're cooking a great feast today. Yesterday some big fire sacrifice happened, and these Brahmanas did a big fire sacrifice. Somebody did some big fire sacrifice, and now the time has come to feed the Brahmanas. We have come to eat. So Mother Yashoda realizes this is one of Krishna's games. Krishna! So Krishna comes out, right? Stands behind Mother Yashoda's, dress. Yes, Mother? What is the problem? So these Brahmanas are saying, you went to their houses yesterday and you invited them for a feast at our house? You didn't tell me. No, Mother. These Brahmanas, they're not very intelligent. He says, why are they not intelligent? So he comes and says, we did a fire sacrifice, but it was a play fire sacrifice. So we play invited you to have prasad, to have a feast. So how do you expect a feast? It's just play. So in your mind, think about some nice things you're eating and just enjoy it and go back home. The Yashoda says, please don't deal with Brahmins like that. It's not right. So Mother Yashoda cooks up a big feast, huge feast. And all the Brahmins eat till they're sumptuous. This is Krishna's pastimes. This is how Krishna plays his pastimes. We are not like that. We overanalyze. We think we're very smart. Actually, we know nothing. So in a farm that happens, right? Little children running about, playing. We take care of our children nicely, right? The children are the most important assets of our movement. They're the ones who are going to understand this movement better than we did. They're the ones who are going to help this world become fully Krishna conscious. Prabhupada said that. The third and fourth generation is where it's going to happen. First generation pretty much will go crazy. The second generation not much better than that. The third generation really starts getting sobriety. The fourth generation flies in air. Does well. But this is what happens when we bring it to the level of a farming community. So now some of us, like I am, and Nanda Prabhu is sitting there, we're setting up educational movements now, outside, to train people. This is what should be done. And then, Sarvajaya Madhaprabhu and all of you here are setting up this wonderful place that people can come to and stay in the communities, because there's lots of land here. They can stay in the communities and actually develop their lives in such a way that it'll be the happiest lifestyle, because it'll be at least in the mode of goodness. Moral goodness brings happiness. The only problem with moral goodness is that it also brings impersonalism. Because you become so satisfied, you become an impersonalist. So we should avoid that. That is avoided when we are Krishna conscious. Because we're always doing kirtan, dancing in front of the Lord, dressing the deities, preparing the land, growing nice crops, taking care of the cows. All these wonderful activities keep us very grounded, happy, healthy, and wise. Right? Healthy, wealthy, and wise. All will happen. Wealth, everything will come. When you do the farming in such a way, there is unlimited amount of wealth that you can get in farming. We're working on those things in the education systems to work out how to do that so that actually the farmers, the people who come to our communities and stay here and farm actually have such powerful success financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way. We call it total health empowerment. That husbands will be like heroes. The problem today for most girls is that they can't find good boys to get married to. Because the boys themselves are like girls. They're not heroes. Boys need to be heroes. If they're not heroes, girls will not look up to them. Then the marriage will not work. The girls will be marrying losers. Boys should not be losers. They should be heroes. And to be heroes, you have to learn the science of varnashrama that teaches you to be a hero. Then there is happiness between the boy and the girl. There is happiness in the children who come. There is happiness in society. And most importantly, the lordships become happy because the devotees are being served. And that was the bhajan we heard this morning. Right? Shuddha Bhakata Charanarena. Bhajana Anukula. This is the purpose of that bhajan. This is why Bhakti Vinod Thakur is the best of devotees. He's the sixth, the seventh Goswami. To teach us this. This is the simple, most powerful way of making progress from wherever we are to the highest point of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Param Satya. Hare Krishna. I'm going to stop here because I can keep going like this for a long time. We've got other things to do today. How much time do we have? Any time for questions? Yes? Okay. Anybody has any questions, comments? Anybody want to share? Please speak. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Very nice to have your association.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So, Varnashrama and farm, the whole spectrum is there. There are farm communities in India where there is no electricity. So there's no question of any modern gadgets.
Right.
There's no question of any Wi-Fi.
Right.
There's no question of any amenities like that.
Right.
And then there are communities in America or in the Western world where, well, I mean, we live in a compound. We live in an enclave, but there is of course abundant electricity. There's Wi-Fi. There's all the gadgets. So.
Absolutely.
So are these external or, so what is the essence of Varnashrama living?
The essence of Varnashrama living is to bring us from swimming in the ocean of poison to actually arriving into the ocean of nectar. So the ocean of poison leads us to live life that is disorganized. Prabhupada said two things create success: organization and intelligence. Right? So it helps us organize our lives in such a way that we can rise from the lowest level of consciousness to the highest level of consciousness. So there need to be communities that first bring them out of their community to a community that they can recognize. So these are stages. So this is the advantage of a huge community like this. On the peripheries, we can set up communities that are a little more connected to the old lifestyle. And then as you come to the core, you give up those things that are inconducive, that are not conducive, and do things that are conducive, and as a result of which come to the point where we understand that every moment of our life is to remember Krishna and not to forget Krishna. Correct?
Yeah.
So this is the way to actually bring it forth to Varnashrama. Prabhupada said Varnashrama of itself is not what is important. What is important in Varnashrama is that we are progressing the person to the point of Krishna consciousness. That is why Varnashrama is very conducive. It organizes society so society becomes peaceful. Today we see society is not peaceful, right? People are fighting so much that even within the same organization, people are fighting each other. Forget fighting each other inside the organization, they're fighting each other in their own family. Forget in their own family, they're fighting themselves inside their own self. They're fighting their own mind. They're fighting their own intelligence, correct? So all this quarrel makes it hard to be Krishna conscious. Because Krishna consciousness can only be really practiced when one is peaceful, when one is in a stable state of mind, when one is dhira. Dhira is like that ocean that is still and looks like a mirror. You can look at yourself in the mirror, the ocean and see your face properly. See what I'm saying? Like that. So we have to become sthir. We have to become dhira, like that. For that is a gradual process. From the point of complete chaos to the point of complete love. There is a pathway. That's what we're showing. So we start at the other level because they cannot live without these things. Take electricity away from people, they will die. People actually die. You take Wi-Fi away from people, they will die. You take AI away from the people, they will die. You might say, no, I can't live, we can live without AI. You're not going to live without AI. Because just like when electricity first came out, a lot of people did not accept electricity. They said, not to accept, never going to use electricity. I will never use electricity. Today, who is not using electricity in the cities? In fact, we don't have electricity, hospital finished, all patients die, right? Correct? So AI is like that. It's a tool that's been given us for some purpose. If you don't adopt the tool, you get left behind. Then nobody cares about you. Then you lose your job. Nobody's going to give you any money, not in America at least. Correct? And then you'll shrivel up and die. And if you don't have a farm like this, you are going to die. If you have a farm like this, all these wonderful team members like Balram, Prashad, Prabhu, and Sarvajay Madhav, their team will look after you a little bit, right? They love you, so they'll look after you. But otherwise you have no hope, right? Zero hope. So you see how it translates. Yes,
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank
Very
you.
good.
Abhay. Sorry.
Because people that are moving itself, there's an apathy of lack of concern almost, or lack
If
of,
you look at this movement, there's an apathy, a lack of concern.
even among the devotees.
Even amongst the devotees, there's lack of concern, yes.
What if we're depending on what's going on?
What is going on, yes.
So how do we bring about some
How do we bring about that type of camaraderie, that type of love for one another,
love, but more like
taking care of
awareness?
one another, even awareness? How do we bring about that awareness? So the awareness comes about by education. Education is the methodology. This is why Prabhupada in the purport, I don't think you were here when you read the purport, but in the purport, Prabhupada is talking about, well, the verse is talking about Dhruva Maharaj, who at the age of 5 did some very severe austerities. Right? So Prabhupada describes that we should have an education system that starts training children from the age of 5 years of age. So when they're trained like that, what happens is, then there's no longer apathy. There's love, there's awareness, everything comes. You see what I'm saying? It is hard to teach old dogs new tricks. There's a saying like that. Right? Hare Krishna has movement has become an old dog. We are led by old dogs right now. This movement, if you look at the top leaders of this movement, they're all old dogs. I'm one of them, so I can call myself. I'm 73 years old, I'm an old dog. So the point is, actually call ourselves worse than that. But in public I have to be a little civil, so I call myself old dog. But the point is, old dogs have to teach new tricks, right? But the young puppies, you can, right? So you are the movement, you are the generation, the next generation coming after you is the generation that will learn. Don't make the mistakes that we older ones did, where we didn't care for one another as well as we should have. Many of the women in this movement feel uncared for. Many of the children who came into this movement feel uncared for. Many of the men in this movement feel uncared for. There is no category of this movement that doesn't feel that we have been not. We've also been uncared for. Nobody. No one feels right. Nobody cares about me. Who cares about me? Right? Like that. You see what I'm saying? This is the opposite of the song that we sang, right? Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajananukula. Not only the devotee is auspicious, the dust at the lotus feet of the devotee is my most important prasada. Where is that feeling in Hare Krishna? Until that feeling comes, our movement is not going to expand fast. And when that feeling comes, everybody is going to beeline to Navadvip Dham and other setups like this. Why? Because they will know that is the best place to love devotees nicely. There is no better place. You can ask Sarvajaya Madhaprabhu. When he was running business in the cities and he was doing many Krishna conscious activities, he could not show love to the devotees as much as he can today, correct? He did not feel the satisfaction of showing love to the devotees as he feels today. And as this thing expands, as the farm expands, as this community expands, his love is feeling better and better. You know how I know? You know how I know? He's got a bigger paunch today than when he was in the city. This thing has grown. This grows when you're happy. Look at Bhaktivinoda Thakur. How many of you have ever seen a picture of Bhaktivinoda Thakur? What is the most prominent part of his body? His paunch. It's really prominent. Paunch grows. My paunch inside, right? If I came near, my paunch grows. I shouldn't have one because I'm too skinny paunch. Then it really shows up very clearly. But my point is, happiness is the ultimate purpose of life. To be happy to others, to be loved and to give love to others, to be served and to serve others, to be a devotee and to help others become devotees. All of these mean the same thing, is the purpose of life. That is called Ananda. The soul is made of three items, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Ananda is the ultimate resting place of the soul. And the greatest Ananda is in love of Krishna. Krishna's greatest happiness is in the love of the devotee. Prabhupada says the devotee's only business is to love Krishna, and Krishna's only business is to love the devotee. This is a farm community. The deities are so happy. They came so quickly. Most places deities don't come so quickly, okay? Here the deities came like, boom, they're here. Why? Because they're waiting. Who's going to set this up? We're ready. We're sitting, we're waiting. In one case, the deities were waiting for how long inside a crate? How many years?
20 years.
20 years, sitting inside a crate for 20 years, waiting for this to happen. That tells you, that's patience, right? We don't have patience. Breakfast is served 1 hour late, what happens? Half an hour late. In Dallas, 5 minutes late. You're already knocking at the Pujari room door. Why didn't you wash the plate? What's wrong with you guys? You see what I'm saying? 20 years, Sita, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Hanuman waited in a crate to come to Navadvip Dham. Why? I mean, if this doesn't make sense to us, we are brain dead. We are brain dead. If your brain is dead, you may as well ask for cremation. Cremation is going to be okay. I'm not suggesting it, by the way, please don't quote me. My point is, we are very fortunate that someone decided, and some devotees decided, we're going to start. Even if the world is not wanting and ready, we're starting. We see the need. Therefore, we are doing it. Similarly, some of us feel the same about education, because education supports this. Education comes, then Varnashrama starts. Varnashrama starts, then communities like this develop. You see what I'm saying? It's already developing. So now it's just a matter of how many of us will suffer more hard enough that we'll move here. Because there's the only way you're going to move here. That's when you suffer. You're not going to move here before that. Even if there's a little bit of happiness in the city, we'll stay in the city. Because we're used to the city now. Everything's in the city. But Krishna is sitting here in the farm. Yes, he's at the Dallas temple as well. But he's at the Dallas temple saying, go to Navadvip Dham. He's right there. Look. I call him Baba and Mia. Baba is Kalchanji and Mia is his wife. His cause. That's for me, my Baba and Mia. My friend is Jagannath. My Lord is Govinda. So I have a relationship with everybody. I know who is who. And I talk to them like that. I deal with them like that. Then my life is first class. In the city, it is much harder. Running education programs is not easy. Ask Navadvip Prabhu, he's doing it with us for the last 10 months. It's very hard. No support, a lot of work to do, AI coming in, suddenly the game changes, this, that, and the other, so many things happening. Keep up all the time. Work very hard day and night, hardly any sleep, just to set up the right university so that people can learn properly and then they can come to a position like Navadvip Dham and truly become happy in their lives. We're suffering, but why are we suffering? We're suffering because it gives Krishna pleasure. You look at me and you can see the face of a suffering person. He's skinny, right? He's got a neckline that's a crow's neckline, right? Blackish in color almost. One big hair, one long ear, one small ear. Big nose. Ugly looking person. Old. That's sign of suffering, right? Happy person doesn't look like that. Happy person looks like Sarvajaya Madhava. Brave, what you call handsome, young, black hair, right? I'm not hiding my hair, by the way, by doing this. I'm not. You might be thinking I'm hiding my hair because I'm bald-headed. I'm happy to be bald-headed. Prabhupada is happy, I'm very happy. I'm wearing this because some Chinese saints, very powerful Chinese saints said, I suffered very badly from COVID. I almost died 3 times. And the doctors even today are surprised I'm living. And I suffer very bad health. So these Chinese saints said that if the world had worn a hat instead of a face mask, less people would have died and COVID would not have affected anybody. Why? Because if a disease enters from this point, you cannot cure it. If it comes from here, you can cure it. We blocked it from here and we told it to go through here. And that is why so many people died. Since that day, I have worn a cap on my summer, winter, fall, spring. Makes no difference. Those of you who know me. In summer I was wearing this, right? In spring I was wearing this. I wear this every day. I listen. Chinese sages are still sages, right? The priests in Hinduism, they all wear a pagadi, right? The Jewish people put a small one, just about that area. That's why I used to wonder, why only that area? Maybe because that's where the ballad starts. Right? They cover it before it. No, they make that because of that one area. You see? Nehru used to wear that Nehru cap, right? I mean, all of them. In every major religion, the Islamists, they all wear, the Sikhs, everybody. It's only the Western people that don't do that. And we learned that from the Western people, we give up all our covering. Even the women, they put a sari over their head. They cover that spot. Now, some of you have very dense hair here, so you might think your hair is covering. No, sorry. The hair is not covering. The hair has gaps in it. You need to put a cap. Then you protect yourself from diseases. Now, why do we need to protect ourselves from diseases? So that we can serve. I have to set up a university. I'm 73 years old. This is not the right time to start a program for me. I need to have good health. So I'm trying to keep good health as good enough to get it started. And then nice young devotees like, Navadvip Prabhu, the big guy, white, nice hair, happy, posh. Right? These are the ones who are going to make it happen. But at least we can plant the seed, right? Prabhupada planted the seed of Varnashram. Today, Sarvajaya Madhava Prabhu and company are carrying out Varnashram. See? That's the way to do it. When you're old, you have an advantage. What is the advantage? Is that now you have some wisdom. You have some stability. You know where to focus because you know that death is only one step away. Padam Padam, yet Vipadam for us, the Vipadam is death. That's how bad it gets. We know I can go at any time. 5 minutes I can go, 10 minutes I can go, 15 minutes I can go. As long as the Lord keeps me here, I'm here. Otherwise I'm gone. I'm good as gone. I pray to God that I'm gone. I'm done with this world. I'm not interested in ocean poison. Thank you very much. I'm like Maharaj Priyavrata. Let's go. Let's do this. In the next body, which is a little younger, more service. Even if it is in hell, no problem. Send me to hell. Give me a new body. Let me be fully Krishna conscious in hell and preach to Satan and to everybody else hanging out in hell. Hey, you guys living in the wrong place, man. You need to live in Goloka Vrindavan. You know what Goloka Vrindavan looks like? Don't go to earth. That's a useless place. Don't go to heaven where, Satya Loka. That's all useless place. The only place is Goloka. Goloka Vrindavan. That's the place. So Satan will become happy. He might take initiation and become a nice devotee. Then nice enough can come to planet Earth and say, I'm Satan, but I became Hare Krishna. Now you all become Hare Krishna too. Who knows, right? This is the miracles of Krishna consciousness. Mayadevi is the hardest person, right, in this world. Who initiated Mayadevi? Mayadevi was initiated by Haridas Thakur, a devotee in the Hare Krishna movement, initiated him. We can initiate anybody. We can initiate Donald Trump. Why aren't we preaching? If we preach, he might take initiation. Narendra Modi might take initiation. Right? President Xi might take initiation in China. Did you know China is the only country in the world that has our Srimad Bhagavatam as an official document of the Communist government of China? Srimad Bhagavatam is not the official document of the Indian government, but it is of the Chinese government. Do you know why China is so powerful? It's because of Srimad Bhagavatam. You cannot defeat China. I'm sorry. You may not like China. It's too bad for you. So, where do we learn all this? All comes from our Srimad Bhagavatam. Please read Srimad Bhagavatam. It is our most powerful document. Everything I said today came from Srimad Bhagavatam, including the story that I told of Krishna playing fire sacrifice. It comes from something that was from the Srimad Bhagavatam, that someone was explaining and the Acharya told the story. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, right? Shruti means Krishna speaking, Smriti means devotee speaking. It's the same. Any other questions or points? Or anybody? No? What's the... Yes, Prabhu.
You're speaking about how devotees are so intelligent. I've noticed that in our infinitesimal way we like some kind of control. Krishna.
The devotee is very talented. In some ways, we like to control.
We have a desire for some little kind of control.
Yeah, we have some control that we want. Yes.
In Varnashram Dharma, what's the healthy way that the devotee is able to
Control.
get that control?
Yeah. So basically, in Varnashram Dharma, there is always a lot of control, right? The Brahmins control the kings. The kings, the Kshatriyas control the Praja. The Praja is made of the Vaishyas and the Shudras, right? Vaishyas help take service from the Shudras to actually create their productivity, right? So there's a lot of control here. Your part of the question was, how do we
Do it healthy.
make it in a healthy way so that the control does not feed our false ego. Instead, it feeds our real ego, which is that I am servant of the servant, right? Prabhupada actually says that. Our life should be that I am the servant of the servant of the servant. And Lord Chaitanya says that too. Gopin Bhaktu Padakamalaya Das Das Anudasa, right? So how that happens is that we're all doing it for what purpose? To please Krishna. So we're controlling so that Krishna's control can come through, not for any other reason. It's just like when you become the agent of somebody and you're doing their service, you're acting as agent on behalf of that person, right? You see what I'm saying? So that what you're doing is really allowing that person's power to come through you. An example is electricity. Electricity is generated at a power grid, but the copper wire carries it so that it can be delivered properly to the end user, correct? So the copper wire is controlling the electricity, isn't it? But it is controlling it for whose purpose? For the original generator's purpose and for the end user's purpose. You get the idea? So we have to be like the copper wire. We have to be the transparent media. We control so that Krishna, his love can come through, and the person on the side experiences Krishna's love. Right? And let me give you a marketing tip that's actually worth billions of dollars, okay? Because we're like very smart at marketing. The number one marketing tip is that anybody who buys anything or accepts to get anything from you is based on one word only. That word is experience. If they have a good experience, they will love your product, they will love your service. If they don't have a good experience, you're going to have problems. Right? So what is the experience that Krishna and Radharani want, and Gauranitai want, and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra want, and Sitaram Bharat Lakshman Hanuman want? Prabhupada wants. What is the experience? The experience is pure bliss. The experience is ecstasy. The ecstasy of dancing. The ecstasy of feasting. The ecstasy of singing, chanting, feasting, dancing. That is the Hare Krishna movement. Why? All three give what? Ecstasy. So if there is ecstasy in our movement, then we have delivered. If as managers, we do not deliver that ecstasy, then as a manager, we're no longer a copper wire, we are a iron wire, brass wire, doesn't conduct the electricity properly. Holding it ourselves, not letting it to the end user. This answers your question too, right? Can we be transparent by media? Correct? Does that make sense? Yeah, that's the way. Great. You had a question? No. Okay, so now we move on to the best part of the program, which is Prashadam. And so what is the rest of the program? Can somebody announce that so we all know? Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Vachika Patipanam Pava Vaishnavabhya Namo Anant Gauri Vaishnava
Grace Nityananda Prabhu ki
Jai.
Navadvip Dham ki Jai. So welcome everybody on behalf of Shri Shri Radha Madhav, Sita Ram Lakshman, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Gauranitai, our deities and Dham. Heartily welcome to Navadvip Dham. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One good news. His Holiness Jayapradak Swami Guru Maharaj might be watching us all live. I just got a message from them to share the link. He's virtually with us.
Hari Bol.
And Guru Maharaj did say that he's going to attend the Yagna, but it'll be late because we're going to start at 11:30. It'll be late in India. But hopefully he can come virtually and bless all of us with his virtual darshan blessings. So let's chant one time for His Holiness Jayapradak Swami Guru Maharaj, who has built Mayapur Dham.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhupada ki jai. So I know yesterday you had a long drive. Some people had a short drive from San Antonio and Austin. I hope everybody rested well. Everything is good. The campsite was good. Hotel was good. No complaints so far. Amazing. So one thing we would like to request everybody is, please do not feel that we are hosts. We are one family. Like when you have a gathering of family, right? How it is, everybody is joining hands, working, helping. So the mood here we want to set, gratitude festival mood is, we are showing gratitude to our dear Srila Prabhupada that he has built this ISKCON community worldwide. And Prabhupada's desire was to build a home, Vasudeva Kutumbam, where we all live as one family. And our goal here in this trip, this program is same thing, how we can practice Vasudeva Kutumbam type of living. So we are not guests, we are all hosts, we are part of Prabhupada's family, and we will do everything together. So even cooking, serving, cleaning, going now to set up the place for Yagna, we'll do it together. Is it okay? You like this idea?
Haribol.
This is what family is, right? Family means we all work as a team. And my humble request to everybody for the parking we can do that side. Because you see a lot of ATVs, we park this inside, the devotees are like all having too much fun. Some kids are also there. So we park all the cars other side, so front side is all nice and clean. Come in the front. This is the way we welcome everybody to Navadvip Dham. So young devotees are offering garland. These are offered garland beads. So welcome to Navadvip Dham. So we did the service and they are at rapid fire. I requested them when they come to Prasad and offer, but they are in ecstasy. You can offer one to Nityananda Prabhu also. Haribol. So this is one shortcomings of Navadvip Dham. I will tell you. Usually we are more organized in temples. We have garland ready for the speaker. We welcome properly. Here we had no garland also. Me and Prabhuji, Bharan Prasad Prabhu, in our mind we offer garland to Prabhuji. and if you can see, even deities we have only garlands to Radha Madhav right now. We don't have garland on Sita Ram Sunma and other deities. So we are working on it. We have only 10 hands here, very few team members. So whatever we are doing, we are somehow trying to manage with our limited team member. Vassal Prabhu right here, he's like I'm going to make a joke on him. He's like a joker card, you know. You fit anywhere, he fits perfectly. He does Mangalarti, he does cooking, higher service, he does plumbing, he does cleaning. He knows how to manage all the equipments. He's running around and doing 10,000 things. Trust me when I say 10,000 things, he's doing that. You know how old is he? He's older than Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is 73, he's 78. And Shashikala Mata is 75. And she's running around cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathroom. So among 10 of us, and Balaram Prasad Prabhu, Siddheshri Mataji, my wife, my children, now somehow we are running the show. How? All glories to Radha Madhav and Srila Prabhupada. We don't know how we are running the show. Because I heard Kalasini temple, we have 25 pujaris. 50 pujaris. So, this is Ganga. By saying 3 times Ganga, you will get a benefit of taking bath in Ganga. Let's say 3 times Ganga. Ganga. Yeah. So there will be a lot of shortcomings, a lot of mistakes from our side. We might not be able to take care of everybody properly. It's going to happen. It's going to happen that we'll do a lot of mistakes because we are short of hands. And some accidents might happen that prasadam is not on time and like we don't even have wash basin to wash. We have the wash basin but it's not connected. So there's a lot of mess here. But from what we have is all here with us. This is the real. Yesterday me and Prabhuji was so happy this morning when I saw Mahari Prabhu, we were so happy. Wow, so many people, Prabhuji. For us, like, exactly, we're all slowly getting there. And this is black hair dyed, so please, it's not real, so I dyed to look young so that I can still work. So we have, there is some housekeeping. Please watch kids. Don't go in the high grass areas because there you can, the snakes usually are around the high grass area and there are some ticks and bites. So stay in the clean area, and if you want to swim, we'll have 1 day for swimming. Otherwise, please don't jump in the water. The lake, Radhakund, Shamkund, what you're going to go and see, Radhakund is 30 feet deep. I just came to know 2 weeks back. And these ATVs are only for adults. The children can ride with them. Anybody under 18 should avoid using the ATVs. All along Krishna consciousness, I heard one word which resonates in my mind always. Krishna consciousness is joyfully performed. But I see the joy is missing in many places, including my life. So I said, how we can make Krishna consciousness joyfully? So we added jumpers this time, we added ATVs, we added UTVs, we have hay rides, we have lakes. We're trying to do everything, keeping Krishna in the center. So whatever we're going to do, we're going to have a lot of joy. Eating prasadam will be joy. But adding Krishna in the center. Prabhupada said, to add Krishna in the center and do everything. So, if you see all these activities, the whole idea is to keep everybody happy. Children are happy, parents are happy. Yesterday, how did you feel with the jumpers and everything? I saw even the Prabhuji, the eldest Prabhuji was playing with the volleyball, right? Everybody was. How many of you have ridden ATV? I said, please raise your hand. How was it?
It's good.
You know, my kids was not coming here, they were sleeping in the room and they were enjoying in the room only. Yesterday, he rode the bike. I said, Dad, this is the best thing. I love it. This is the best thing happened on the Dham. I said, okay. At least it inspired somebody with ATV. So I think the idea of all this thing is to inspire our next generation. And we would like to create a mood here that when you come to Dham, you feel you're coming home. Like home away from home. Going to India, Mayapur, Vrindavan is long distance. Like Prabhuji said something yesterday. You want to come and share what you said just now in the morning? Let's come. Come. Prabhuji, come. You said something very interesting.
Prabhuji from Austin.
He is from Austin. Just share what you said. Take 30 seconds. Just share what you just said.
Hare Krishna, dear Buddhi. So what I was realizing myself, I did not get chance to go to Navadvip Dham, and Vrindavan is on my way to my hometown. So whenever I go there. And I was reflecting myself the way the Mahaprabhu, because Vrindavan existence was not there. So Mahaprabhu came and discovered, and Sadrupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami instructed, okay, build a temple, here is deity, identify the places. All the different places, Prabhupada, Vrindavan Dham, the places are identified, but Prabhupada came, now the devotees, Prabhuji here, new Navadvip Dham, it started there, but just growing it, how to start there. So I was reflecting myself, the morning I wake up early, and I was walking around doing my rounds. Family was just getting ready, so I think I was not able to attend the Mangala Aarti. But I was okay, let me finish my rounds. I was walking, and I was really feeling, oh, I'm like, it's not too much crowded, it was like Vrindavan, like evening, like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, we used to walk around from hotel to temple and attending the Mangala Aarti. Like it's dark, like a little cold, and the very nice place, clean air, and this is what I was thinking. And I was thinking, Prabhuji really playing the role of Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, Sat Goswami, how they discovered the places.
I didn't want him to tell that part.
It's not, but it's like kind of eye reflecting, like how the devotees, not devotee, the things manifested, but the Krishna sending the devotees, and things are coming up. So we are following their footsteps and serving you.
So this is an interim temple, as you all know. So there is, but still we are trying to work out because the new temple will come later today by Prabhuji's prayers and blessings. Hopefully we'll soon start the new temple construction also. And Prabhuji has been here from day one. Before we bought the property or we came here, so I think around that time. But Prabhuji has been guiding us from day one. His Holiness Jayaprakash Swami Guru Maharaj has given the name Navadvip Dham. It's such an auspicious name. So when you meditate on just the Dham name itself, you feel you're in Mayapur. And they have Navadvip Dham name, which was given by His Holiness Indra Maharaj and Guru Maharaj together. So, and you remember the famous quote of Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Gurudev, that in the future, Elon Musk will announce, I'm 90 minutes from Navadvip Dham, Navadvip Dham. So these are, we take all this as the blessings of acharyas in our movement, who are blessing us, inspiring us to move forward. So let's chant one big Hare Krishna, and we will all head towards Prasadam now. After Prasadam, we'll have some break.
Some break. 10:30 onward we'll start going on.
So around 10:30 we'll start heading that side. We need some help with setup. We don't have any setup there.
I would like to say probably around 10 we should go there so we can...
Well, let's say 10. So 10 o'clock, so everybody can take a little break after Prasadam. 10 o'clock we'll go there. Prabhuji will set up everything. We're going to have Bhumi Puja there. Come back, have lunch, then little more break, and then evening program will announce at lunchtime. And everybody's there. Everybody's ready? Let's chant one big Hare Krishna for all of us.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Gaur.
Thank you so much.
Jai.